What's up, everyone? This is Vishak here, and welcome to this video. The act, the three parts of every action. So, we spoke about the two parts of every action, which is two parts in the mind and three parts in the reality, right? So, I just want to break down the 3 to 20 or the 1 to 20 before events, the actual event, and the consequence. I wanted to really get down to the act. So, from now on, like every single action that you take, like every single every single activity that you do, you're going to be mindful. You're really going to be mindful, and you're going to be thinking from way ahead. Like you're going to be thinking from way ahead, okay, from a wide angle lens, and that's what you're going to be thinking. So the three parts of a task. Every task has three sections to it. Okay. The first one is the cue. This is in the mind, the trigger. Second is the actual task. And the third is the future. So the cue could be the previous task or the entrance barrier. We spoke about the entrance barrier. Either that or the thought or anything leading to your actual task. Okay. So that's a cue. Either this is in the mind or this is in the reality, the trigger. So, action required to begin, that's the first one. The experience, the pleasure or the pain, the actual activity. And the third is the consequence itself or the result itself. So, action required to watch the Instagram. I don't know why I keep giving this example, but action required to watch Instagram. Open the phone or unlock the phone or open the app. Until you open the app, that's this action required. So all of these are actions, right? Or thinking about opening the Instagram or watching the Instagram or, thinking about the task. That also is a cue. And then the experience, the pleasure or the pain, going through the task, right? You're watching the Instagram. You're going through the workout. You're going through the application of jobs or whatever that is, right? The actual task. And then the consequence. Getting a job, getting better, getting healthy, building a body, getting abs, having $1 million, whatever that is, right? The consequence. So 1, 2, 3. Please understand the 1, understand the 2, and understand the 3, because I'm going to really break down and get into each and every activity like this. Like I'm going to address 1, that means you should already know this is the trigger. If I'm talking about 2, that means you should know that this is the task. If I'm talking about 3, that means you should know that that's a consequence. Okay, cool. So 1 is starting the task. That means the effort required to begin the task. Getting out of the bed or brushing, doing your morning rituals, deciding to wear the clothes for the workout or wearing the clothes for the workout, wearing the shoe. All of this is number 1. And what is the task? Workout. So whatever you're doing right from the time that you wake up until you start your workout, until you step into the gym, or until you start, if you're watching, like if you're doing the Shred 365 from the workout, until then, whatever you're doing, that is a starting task. That is the effort that is required to begin the task. Okay. So every task requires effort, right? Every task meaning number 2. Every task requires effort. So make the 1 frictionless. This is your golden ticket to the chocolate factory. What are you trying to achieve? What is your goal? Right? So we will be talking the step by step, like how are you going to start and how are you going to finish? How are you going to finish what you started? Right? So for you to make it happen, for you to not procrastinate, for you to think about, I don't want to do this tomorrow. I mean, I want to do this now. I don't want to do it tomorrow. I want you to start thinking like that. So for you to start thinking like that, you need to reduce the effort, because see, task requires effort. Workout requires effort. To do the right thing requires effort. Okay? So you need to make the first frictionless. That means if you want to start looking for a job, that means from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock every single day, I'm going to start searching for jobs. If that is the task that you are planning in your mind, number one as in the first activity, the starting the task, it should be, what time are you closing your laptop at your office, right? What time are you getting into your car or the bike? What time are you getting home? What time are you changing your clothes? When are you changing it? How are you changing it? And are you changing it? You have to keep your laptop charged, right? You have to keep the laptop open, or I don't know, like when you're coming itself, you should tell your wife or your husband or your mom or your anybody to keep the laptop open or keep the laptop on. So by the time you come, you just start, right? Anything can break you in the initial stage, at least, because at 6 o'clock, if you put your mind that I've got to start this activity, that means anything can break you. Like if you just get frustrated because you are stuck in a commute, that frustration can be a friction so that you're not going to look for a job at 6 o'clock. And if you're not going to apply for the jobs at 6 o'clock. So you need to make the one can begin from the time that you shut down from your computer shut down your computer from your office up to all the way to opening the Chrome browser in your laptop at your home. This one can be anything and probably all of it. So you need to make it as frictionless as possible. This is a huge mindset thing again, not entirely, but one thing, right? One part is a mindset. Like no matter what happens, I'm going to do it. That means whatever your mood is, whatever your feeling is, whatever you're stuck with, however you're stuck with, even if you lose your legs and hands, like just imagine that, right? If you're a person, just imagine if you're a person, even if you lose your legs on the way from your work to home, you're still going to open your Chrome browser and then you're going to apply for jobs. Imagine that. Of course, I'm not asking you to do that, but just imagine what is the level of mental toughness that you're going to have when you operate from that source of energy, right? So I'm not asking you to do that, but every one that's starting the task, every activity should be made effortless. So if you think that you want to work out the moment you wake up in the morning, that means if you can keep your clothes ready, water bottle ready, gym bag ready, all of this, so the moment you wake up and then start, it's all like smooth, frictionless, and then the chances are highly likely for you to do it, rather than just waking up late or there's no charge in your phone. Your mind will start finding excuses. See, the thing is, like, there is so much of things that are involved only because you're trying to create a new habit, only you're trying to fight your procrastination. If you have no procrastination problem, you will not be here, you will not be watching this, correct? No matter what friction is there, to me, I don't care what friction is there. If I set out my mind that okay, 6 o'clock I'm going to work out, that means I don't care what kind of a position that I'm in. Even if I'm sick, 6 o'clock I'm at the gym killing my ass out. Why? Because I've done this for over 12 years. I have done it so many times, and that particular part of my brain has got so strong that no matter what happens, even until if the gym building that's fallen down, and that is the only way for me to not work out, then I can't work out. If not, I'm going to be there. So no matter what friction comes in, I don't fucking care. Okay? But for you, if you're going to start your new habit, so if I'm starting my new habit, like I want to start yoga and I've been thinking about it. So what, even if the slightest friction, like I'm feeling cold, I'll be like, I think I'm feeling cold, I don't want to do the yoga now. Are you getting it? Yoga is a brand new for me. Like, so for me, like I need to really remove all the friction. Like I try to keep it as seamless as possible. The first one, I need to keep it as seamless as possible so that I'm able to hit that part, that starting of the yoga, that the starting point. Until then, I need to keep it as less as possible, like frictionless as possible. Okay, because effortless is not possible. The task requires effort, and the effort less is not possible. You need to put in the effort, and that's the only change that is the only way you can bring a change in your life. Okay, so effortless is not possible, but less friction is definitely possible. So less friction equals to less effort, right? If you come home, if your laptop is already on, if the Chrome is already on, then the effort is less. You just have to come in and then start searching for the job. But at the same time, if you just come in and there's no power, and if there's no charge in the laptop, if you don't have any of this, then you have to wait, and you have to do this, you have to wait. There is so much stuff that's going on. So more friction, more effort. You're getting it? So more effort, that means your brain is actually perceiving less energy expenditure. And easy to start, that means effortless. Less effort meaning less energy expenditure. So it's easy to start. I can do this. Okay? So lesser the effort to begin a task, the more the pleasure, and more likely you will start the activity. So you need to really take care of the attention. I mean, you need to really pay attention of one. What is the new habit that you're going to start? What is the one thing that you've been procrastinating on, right? What is the one thing? I want you to write the one thing. And what are the possible distractions? What are the possible frictions that can come and take you away? What are the factors that can influence you to derail from your journey? What are the things? I want you to really go into your life, go into every little activity, people, thinking, whatever it is, note it down, and I want you to start materializing it. Materializing as in I want you to start looking at it. Okay? When you start looking at it, then you will have a better clarity. So analyze every small task that's required for you to, for the big one. The big one is the big goal that you're going to embark on. You're going to go on a journey after this, right? You're going to start something new. You're going to start a new habit or start behavior or something. I don't know. So what is the big one? So analyze every small task that is required to start, like the big one. So if you want to search for a job, so what are the things that is required? You should be taking care of your laptop, and you should be having your laptop all the time with you. Then less friction. Because when you open your laptop, you have your Chrome browser, and the only icon in the Chrome browser should be your job search icons or the hyperlinks. Click on it, boom, it's already there. Again, less friction. Okay? So if you wanted to apply for the job on the move, that means you have to have a laptop with you, but at the same time, have your phone with you. So that the moment you open your laptop, just make sure that you are setting in such a way, the moment you open your laptop, the internet is connected to your phone. I mean, the phone's internet is connected to your laptop. Even you're trying to apply in your phone, and then phone is too small and you're not able to apply, you're finding it painful, then you'll be like, I'll do it later. That's it. Just a little bit of pain. Oh man, I don't think so I'll be able to do it on my phone. So let me do it later. That's it. I'll do it later. Are you getting it? So this is how, this is the intense, this is the intensity that the environment is having upon you. Now you're trying to understand why you are where you are. Now you understand why you got what you got. This is exactly what it is. So we are all in our life, wherever we are, whatever we've got, is simply because of our decisions and actions. Okay? So make one fun and easy. Even if it is not fun, just make it easy to start. Easy to start. It should be easy to start. That's a core thing. Okay? Make it easy to start. So one is the first thing that comes to your mind. This is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about the task. This is extremely important. So when you think about applying for a job, you're thinking about applying for a job. It is not applying for a job. It is the ease of opening the laptop, or it is the ease of connecting your internet to your phone or whatever, right? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about it? One, it should be this one. It should not be look, so if you're, okay, now I'm going to go home and I'm going to open my laptop and I'm going to start looking for a job, right? If that's what you're thinking, if you start looking for a job, looking for a job. That is the task. If that is the task, the moment you think about the task, the first thing that should come in your mind is this one. What is this one? It could be anything, but it should be nice. It should be appealing. It should be easy. What is it? Just opening the laptop, or just connecting any one part that is really easy, right? If you plan to start working out, what is the one easy thing that you can do to immediately start? I don't even have to do anything. All I have to do is just slide my leg in the shoe and it's just fixed perfectly, right? Or think about I don't have to pack my bag. The bag is already packed. All I have to do is just put the bag on my back and go to the gym. Put the bag on my back and then go to the gym. So your mind is fixated on that easy thing and not the hard things that you have to think about. The commute, the heat or the rain, or filling the water bottle. Like, of course, those things are there. But one, you need to fixate your mind on that so that sliding into your actual task becomes much more easier. Okay, so you need to literally design this, and we will be designing this. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we'll be designing the entire one in the coming videos. So the decision to perform the task is made by you analyzing the task. So the decision, like do it or you don't do it. This is a very crucial point for this is a very crucial point when it comes to your procrastination habit. So the decision to perform a task, whether you want to do it or you don't want to do it, is made by analyzing the task. Okay, so your brain literally analyzes the task and just say, okay, that's what it is. So the starting of the task and the current activity, that is 2 and 1. So your brain is looking at 2, the actual task, and 1. So you're analyzing the actual energy. Your brain is subconsciously analyzing the actual energy and the effort that you need to put in for the actual task itself. Either it's a workout or it's applying for a job or whatever. Now, when you make 1 easy, now you're fixated on the 1, and then you're sliding into the 2 without any friction. It's just easy like that. Okay, so the decision is most likely to be yes, and the action is also most likely going to be yes in this case. Okay, so if the current is more pleasurable than the next, inaction kicks in. That means if 1 is easy or not, that doesn't matter. But if your current, before the 1, you are doing something else, right? I'm over here sitting on my laptop. Whatever I'm doing. Now, this is more pleasurable than my next 1. 1 is just changing my clothes, and the next task is going to the gym for the workout. If my current activity is more pleasurable than this or this, 2 or 1, getting ready, going to the gym, opening the laptop, applying for a job. If the current activity is more pleasurable than this, then you will not act. Okay? So you will win this game if you win the activity. If you win 1, then you win 2. If you win 1, you will win 2. What is it 2? The actual task itself. So you need to focus on the 1 and try to fix the 1, try to get the 1 done, try to dominate the 1, starting off the activity, and then the 2 will happen. The 3 will anyway happen because you're putting in the work. You will get healthy because you're putting in the work. You will get the job because you're putting in the work. You will make money because you're putting in the work. You will get the 6-pack. You got it? So the 1 is your key. And I tried a lot of ways to break this down to make it more easier, but this is the best way that I can explain. Okay, this is the best way that I can break it down for you. So 1 is starting the task. Number 2 is the task itself. So the pleasure, as in when you think about task 2, applying for a job, this is actual application for the job. You're doing that activity, right? The pleasure comes from performing or experiencing the task. When you start applying for job 1, job 2, job 3, when you're applying, the pleasure comes from that. So if you think that particular task is boring, so if you dread the task, then attach it to the consequence. If you don't like filing the tax, okay? If you don't like the workout, if you don't like the actual task, if there is no pleasure, this task is so boring, like it is repetitive, it is monotonous, it is so, I don't know, it's just so boring. So in that case, like if you dread it, then try to attach it with the consequence. What does the particular task will result in, right? Either it's a pleasure or it's a pain. You can attach with anything. This is what I told you about association, right? We spoke about association. So you need to start making the connection between the task and the consequence. If I don't do this task, I will not be healthy. That is not tangible. It doesn't have any weightage. It doesn't have any specific number to it. So you need to add more pain. How do you add more pain? Think about your kid is getting embarrassed because other kids are making fun of your kid's parent. That is you being fat. So it is not about you getting embarrassed. It's about your kid is getting embarrassed, or it is about, somebody else is going through the pain because of your inaction, indecision. I want you to start, start attaching those consequences. Or it's a pleasure. Like, what is giving you the pleasure? Don't say I'll feel good and all. Feeling good, yes, of course, it's a pleasure, but your mind will not be able to perceive it in a specific, thing. So for you to put in the act, like, you don't like the activity, but you have to do it anyways. So in that case, try to bring in the pain. Like, don't make any fake deadlines. Your brain knows it. Don't try to say, my deadline is 30th of this month, but I want to get it done by the 7th. So let me think, let me put it in my mind that 7th is the deadline. No, your brain very well knows that 7th is not the deadline. So you can't fake that. Anything else, promise somebody else, or bring in some reward. Either it's a pleasure. So if I do by 7th, what will I get? So if I do by 7th, you know what? I can do it by 30th. The task that I have, I can do it by 30th. So it's okay. There's no pleasure. But if I can do it by 7th, I can go for a movie. I can take myself for a movie. I can buy a new shirt. I can go for a pizza. I'm going to smash a chocolate cake. You know what I mean? That's a pleasure. So now your mind has something that it can work on. Okay? So reinforce the attachment. The attachment is the association that you're having. What is it? This is the association, the pleasure, the consequence. The pleasure or the pain is a consequence of the task. You need to subconsciously reinforce it. You need to reinforce it in your subconscious mind all the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. Every time when you perform the task, you need to say, okay, if I do this task, I'm going to get an ice cream. Or if I'm going to do this task, I'm going to get killed. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to jail. If I don't, if I don't do this, I'm going to be jailed. If I don't do this, they are going to leave me. If I don't do this, I'll lose my job. Like, you need to constantly, this is the power of association. And the moment you start associating your subconscious mind with your task, then you're not looking at the task anymore. You're looking at the consequence. That's a pleasure or the pain. This is only in the case if you don't like the task. But if you like the task, we don't even need this. If you like the task anyway, you're getting the pleasure. Okay? So if the starting of the dreadful task, this is not dreadful. If the starting of the task and the starting of the task is one, okay? If the one that is the starting of the task and the task is dreadful, both are dreadful, 1 and 2, if both are dreadful, then again it leads to inaction. So apply the same formula. Make it fun by giving some weightage. Like I said, put a number to it, put a percentage to it. You're going to gain so much of money, or you're going to gain so much of status. You're going to get a new t-shirt if I do this, or if I'm going to treat myself with a pizza. I'm going to get myself a watch. I don't know, like whatever it is. Put some reward to it. And then again, constantly reinforce it. So reinforcement is the key. If you don't like action number, 1, and if you don't like 2, if both are boring, so that's what, if starting off the task, okay, this is not dreadful. If starting off the task and the task is dreadful, then it leads to inaction. So, which is procrastination. So make it fun. Okay, make it fun, make it easy, make it, give it some reward. That reward can lead you to the next action and the next action and the next action. Okay, which brings me to the task, the number 3, which is the consequence. So in the consequence, the result is usually emotional. It is not like, okay, I'm going to get it done and then what, right? Then I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get this. This is all emotional. Very rarely it is of other significance, like things, material or whatever. It is not a material. It is not that the car is buying you the happiness. It is it is not the car that is giving you the pleasure. It is a pleasure of having a car that is giving you the pleasure. Okay, it is not the thing itself, but what the thing can bring you. That one. Status, showing off in front of people, right? I've got a six-pack. I've got a Lamborghini. I filed my tax. Like, you get the point, right? So the pleasure factor of the task is the consequence. The appreciation of finishing the project on time in front of 50 people, you get appreciated because you finished the project, because you presented a better health. You are being a proud father for your kids because you're healthy, right? Happiness. Usually it's emotional. Put it as emotional status that brings in more power. Okay. The painful consequence of the task, like anxiety, embarrassment, insult, failure, you can use this to associate to begin the task. So if you think starting of the task and the task is dreadful, if you think the starting, the 1 and the 2 is bad or not appealing or boring, then use these ones. Anxiety, embarrassment, just use it. It's not using it once. You need to keep on using it all the time. Okay, either you use this or you use this, like money or number or ice cream or I don't know, like whatever that is, right? Whatever gives you pleasure, use this. So these are the 2 ways to attack number 2 so that you're getting the 3. Okay, so the 3, like I said, the consequence, if you do it, the pleasure, if you do it, appreciation, status, respect, happiness, health, money, whatever. The pain, the consequence, if you don't do it, the pain is anxiety, embarrassment, but you get the point. So this is respect. Okay, so yeah, so use it if you want, but these are the possible consequences by doing it or by not doing it. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now I hope you got a pretty good clarity on the 3 parts of it. In the next videos, we will get down into how we can start implementing these phases. Okay, in the next section, it is all about how we can take this forward and start implementing and make that change in your life. Thank you. I will see you there. Bye-bye.